Today we're taking a stroll along some of the streets in the west side of Sanur, more where the residential areas are, where a lot of expats live, and there's a few things around here that are really interesting. When we talk about the west side of Sanur, we're talking about this section here on the map. Beach side or east side is probably something you're more familiar with, but the west side's quite interesting. So I'm going to take you for a walk up Jalan Tirtanadi, up Muktasari, and then up to Pandai Putri's supermarket and show you all the cool things around the area. Let's get stuck in. So going along there, that busy road, that's the bypass road. And across the other side of that intersection, that gets you into central Sanur. And then up that section is Jalan Tirtanadi, which is where we're going to walk today. We're going to walk quite far. First up, we have a little barber, which is quite new on the corner there. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting part of town, really, because it's an area that if you're only visiting for like a week or two or whatever, you might actually never come up here because you probably have never had a need to. But if you're looking to stay here a little bit more long term, it's up here that you find the cheaper areas to live in. I mean, it can be expensive as well, depending on what sort of place you get, but there's certainly some good value to be had in some of the houses around this area. I'd even go so far to say that there is some absolutely fantastic value in some of the little apartment complexes around here as well. I've got friends who are staying around this area for $6 million a month, which is great value. And it's only a short motorbike ride from the beach. I mean, probably from here would take 5 minutes to the beach on the motorbike. If you wanted to walk it, it might take you, I don't know, probably 20 minutes if you were going to walk it across the bypass down Jalan Tirtanadi, and then you're pretty much in the centre of Jalan Danau Poso down there. What you'll find here, this is the first intersection, which is Jalan Tambak Sari, and then that's Jalan Tirta Ening. And along these side roads, there's all sorts of little hotels and guest houses and little places to eat. A lot of people live down those side roads too. And then we get to the man shed. Now, I've never been to the man shed, but it's been around a long time. And you can go there and tinker on stuff, have a few beers, have something to eat. Little bar, yeah, man shed. I'm guessing it's like a man shed that you might have in somewhere like Australia where guys go to hang out. There's plenty of those sorts of places in Sanur anyway, just the bars is where most of the guys seem to hang out. This footpath's been redone in recent times as well. Before this, it was pretty treacherous to walk along here, but they've redone it. It's really nice. Across the road, you've got Ryota Pet House. They do grooming. They sell lots of pet accessories and food and that sort of stuff. I think you can even put your pet in there for a little while and get it looked after. I can't remember, but that's a pretty cool place to go to for your pet supplies. I go there quite often because I feed the stray cats and get them desexed and that sort of stuff, and that's sort of part of my thing here. And we're only sort of a couple of, well, maybe 150 metres down from that main intersection, down from the bypass. And it's really only another 50 metres until you get to one of the most famous places, or one of the places that people know and love most across here. It's called Warung Bellissimo. And Warung Bellissimo, well, as the name suggests, it's got an Italian theme to it, but not just that. It's a big hangout place, massive gardens, cheap food, and people have said to me, great breakfast there at a great price. I've actually never tried it. I've never actually been there, but it gets good ratings, good reviews, and it's somewhere that you probably should try if you're in this side of town. Down that road actually is one of like a sort of a crossroad, and it's Jalan Tirta Akasa, I should say. And down the side of that road is a big canal, and sometimes that canal, if it rains a lot, that canal will fill up and flood the road a little bit, but it's not too bad. And a little bit further down now, we're into the school area. There's a school across there. Busy only at certain times of the day, but other than that, there's no one there, so it's pretty cool. And then across the road from that is your indoor market. There aren't that many sort of indoor market style convenience stores across this side. I don't know why, because you'd think there'd be a few more, but it's actually not that busy with them, which is really interesting. Only a little further up, is Energy Gym. Now, I don't know anything about it. Never been in there. But it's one of those open air ones. It doesn't have a lot of, it doesn't seem to be air conditioned or anything like that. Probably a little bit cheaper, I would say. So if you're into gyms, there's that. There are other gyms across here as well. That looks like a pretty good one to check out if you're in this side of town. So this road, Jalan Tirtanadi, is actually one of the main roads to access the west side. Most people are going to be coming up and down this road, so it's a fairly busy road. As you can see, there's cars and bikes going past constantly, and that's because the traffic lights are down the end there where we started from, which take you straight across into central Sanur, but also onto the bypass, which gets you to either the north or the south. So it's a fairly busy road. So if you actually wanted to live around here, you wouldn't want to live directly on this road because it'd be pretty noisy day and night. But next place we get up to is Pandai Putri. There's a few Pandai Putris around. This is one of the Pandai Putris. Sort of a more local style supermarket. You're going to get better value in a place like Pandai Putri than you would at somewhere like Brand Lucky Supermarket or Popular. Usually better value. Not always, but usually slightly cheaper. And that's where most people on this side will go for a lot of their stuff. And they might head up to Grand Lucky for all their imported items and that sort of thing. It's pretty good, Pandai Putri. That's the first one. There's another one coming up as well. Next to that, there's a little, well, we're a bit past now. Next to it, there is an electronics shop that does all your electrical things like light bulbs, power points, all that sort of random gear like that. And that's pretty good too. I've been there heaps of times for different bits and pieces. Now we're coming up to the end of Jalan Tirtanadi. And at the end of Jalan Tirtanadi, you get to a road called Jalan Muktisari. Yeah. So right here at the end, often under this tree, in the afternoons, there'll be a little store where they sell satay babi. Yeah. Pork satay. It's fantastic pork satay. Very cheap. You can buy as many sticks as you want. They'll be just cooking them up down here. Usually have a queue of bikes waiting for them. Really cool. Right here. And then across the road, you've got Ko'od or Kud, or I don't even know how you're supposed to say it. They do a whole range of plant-based food, like vegan food, all that sort of stuff, gluten-free. Very popular, like extremely popular. For anyone that's into that sort of food, it's probably one of the best in Sanur. Absolutely worth going to. And then we're going to turn right here. But if you do turn left, down that way, there's heaps of nice places to eat. Like straight there, Pure Pizza. Unreal pizza on this side. And then you've got Warung Krishna across the road from that. They do really good local food. There's a couple of other places down there that are worth trying out as well. Like they're within walking distance, so really close. So moving on from Ko'od, we have Mai Malu do really good coffee there. A really decent coffee over that side. Don't mind that. They've got a little guest house there as well. They do monthly rentals or yearly rentals if you want it. Often quite full because it's very popular and cheap. So that's worth checking out if you're looking for a cheap place to stay. You'll have to just drop in and ask them what's going on. Yeah, go there for a coffee though. And then further along we get here, it sort of gets down to the end and curls to the left. Only goes for another 100 metres, so let's get down there. So as you can see, like you look down like little gungs like that, there are houses down there, heaps of houses. Villas, local houses, all sorts of stuff. And there are those alleyways everywhere around here, like absolutely everywhere. You'll see little gungs like that, and people are living down there. Some of them you can fit a car down, some of them you can't. So, you know, when you live here, you sort of got to buy your place or rent your place based on whether you've got a car or a motorbike. What sort of, like a lot of these places like flood down these roads as well. When the water comes up in town, it can, like for example, my road's a bit like that. It floods every time it rains. But coming up to here, on the corner here, a nice little place for coconut stuff. So they'll do coconut water, like freshly done, coconut water, coconut jelly, coconut desserts. Love it, absolutely love that place. Got to go there for your coconut drinks. Fresh daily, really, really good. And now we're on to Jalan Batur Sari, yeah? So we've come around that corner, we're at the Jalan Batur Sari. But before we go too far up Jalan Batur Sari, I just want to show you down here. This is Jalan Bet Ngandang. Yeah, Jalan Ngandang. Now down there are some notable warungs there. Warung SMS. Hey! The local youth running amok. So down that Bet Ngandang, there's Warung SMS, and there is Warung MD. Warung MD does curry. Like, it's weird, but the food is amazing. Like, you wouldn't expect to have good curry there, but it is very good. Very, very good. Even if you're not staying in the west side, you should go to Warung MD just for their curries. Lovely little warung, lovely food. I love it there. Got to try it out. And we just keep going on. Oh, like another alleyway. Like, it's pretty crazy. Like, all these alleyways, they're everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And people live down there. And this road goes up to what I would consider to be the centre of the west side. The centre of the west side, I'd say, is really where there's a cluster of little restaurants and the big Pandai Putri supermarket. Oh, like another alleyway there. The big Pandai Putri supermarket, the big one in town, is up here. And yeah, just a little bit further up here. So that little random gang, like that gang is really long, and I can already see there are villas left and right. So that's where people are living. They're living in the back streets. So even though we're on a busy road, if you sort of go back 100 metres, it's as quiet as it's really quiet. It's quiet as anything. Really unreal. That place there is Pitaloka Hotel. It looks pretty popular. I see it's quite busy most of the time. And then up here on the right is an apotek, basically a pharmacist or a chemist. And they're good value, very knowledgeable and very kind. So if you've got any sort of mild illness that you don't think you need to go to a doctor for, you go to somewhere like that, because you've got a pharmacist on duty, they'll ask you a few questions about what your illness is and recommend what sort of medicine you might be best off getting. They're pretty good, that chemist. I've been to them a few times. And as we get further up here, you can see just there, that's Pandai Putri supermarket, big 2-story building, and a few other places to eat. First one here is After Work. After Work does good pizza, good general meals of all sorts. I like the pizzas from there. I've actually had pizzas there quite a few times. And then that's your Pandai Putri there. That's the main one. I mean, I go there all the time. That road down there, Tunggak Bingin, that is a rabbit warren of places to stay. Like, really cool place to stay. This place has been shut down a little while now. I can't remember what it was called, but it's gone. Lost and Found, I think it was called. Sadly shut down. Straight across the road, Warung Ayu. Really cheap food there. Good food, really cheap and good food. Love that place. Love that place. And then Warung Walk-In. That's your most famous pub around this area. Warung Walk-In's awesome. Love that place. Good beer, good vibe, good people. You've got to go there. Like, if you're staying over this side of town, that's your local watering hole, basically. Yeah, unreal. So that little cluster there, that's where it's all happening, you know. It's what I would call the centre. And then straight after that, rental. Yeah, you got a rental place. Rent a bike, go and get a bite to eat, a few drinks, go and do your shopping. Bob Girani, a great place to stay. So consider this a centre. And then from there, make your journey. And as the rain starts coming down, as is pretty typical in the afternoons in the west season, we get to this place. Yeah, this place is really interesting, especially at night, but even during the day, there's a few little warungs here. This place is interesting because from here, you can get all sorts of local food. And when I say local food, I mean real local. Like, even though this is a centre of where a lot of expats live, not a lot of expats really come here. It's very local style. I don't come here that often myself, to be honest, but I'll like that satay shop there. That's a satay Madura. They do really good satay, little tiny satay sticks, and they're pretty good. They do goat and chicken on those. There's a few other places, like a juice place over there, Miyayam, that sort of stuff. At night, it really goes off at about sort of 8 o'clock at night, very busy. But then you come down, so we've just come up that road up there. If you turn right, you get into Jalan Sakuta. Now, Jalan Sakuta, I mean, that is a really fantastic road. A few good places to eat up there, that's for sure. Not just good places to eat, but good places to live. Lots of little side roads and alleys. Really good place to live, actually. Quite central, and some really good houses up there. If you continue up that way, that's Jalan Batur Sari, and that goes for miles up there. And again, lots of good places to eat and to stay all along Jalan Batur Sari. So we're really in the centre of the west here. Fantastic place to stay, fantastic place to live. So if you're thinking of coming to live here, maybe you stay over here for a month and see how it goes. I know there are some cheaper places, some more expensive places, and you'll probably be able to find something that's within your budget and to your standard. Thanks for coming along with me today, and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur. I'll catch you next time.